Hello everybody, this is Allshouse Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play the Banner Saga 3. In the previous episode, we discovered the secret of Ridgehorn, that it is a portal, so to speak, a hole, whatever you want to call it, to the land of the Dredge. And now we're dealing with the consequences of our actions against Rugga, but whatever. Honestly, whether Rugga's alive or not makes little difference. Unless you previously joined banners with Rugga in prison, in which case you lose 100 peasants and 10 morale. Or 100 clansmen, I should say. So, not a good idea to join with him. As a matter of fact, it's better if he's dead. Instead of dealing with Rugga at this one, you're instead dealing with one of his loyalists. The growing crowd is gathering at the gates. It is easy to tell the curious bystanders from the hardened, darkened faces of Rugga's loyalists. But there are plenty of different colors being flown here. The Varl are also nearby, looking uncomfortable. As you step forward, the disgruntled murmur of the crowd turns into the squeaking of rats skittering into hiding holes. You recognize the grizzled man standing before Oddleaf, one of Rugga's trusted allies, with hardened men of his own. Look who it is! Knew it wouldn't be long before you'd come telling us what to do. Rugga said this would happen before you murdered him. Rugga was only using you. Oh, is that right? Seems to us he just said things you didn't like. So she wants to get us all killed! No, this is about hatred. It starts with the dread. How long before you believe that we're your enemy next? What do you mean, starts with the dredge? This mad woman wants to open the gates and let the dredge run amok. Not run amok. Give them a chance to live, just as there are Varl here, horseborn. Those dredge outside the gates include women and children. We know this. We've even taken in a dredge infant whose mother was slain. It has been amongst you this whole time. The loyalist shows some genuine surprise at this. A disapproving murmur ripples through the crowd. Then tell me why I just lost good Varl fighting the dredge, for hundreds of years. When our leaders tell us to fight, we fight. The dredge are no different. Bellower is gone, Ruin is gone, thanks to us. Are there survivors beating down our doors, crying for blood? No, they cry out for mercy. Before he died, the king said everyone lives. You're right about one thing. There is no king here, which means we don't have to listen to a damn thing you say. Don't tell me it ain't about families just because you got none. You want to see our children trampled by slag? I don't see how any of this matters. When the darkness rolls over the city, we'll all be the same sort of dead. But all things being equal, I'll shed no tears for the dredge. You're telling me you all killed Bellower, you killed Ruin, and now it's perfectly safe to let them all in here? Speak up. What are you trying to say? Make a heartfelt appeal to the masses. None of this matters. You tell the tale of your travels, the things you've seen, and the discovery that the dredge are running from the darkness same as you. As the story meanders, you can tell the mob is becoming restless. Who gives a horse's ass about any of that right now? The man appeals to the crowd, now, speaking loudly. Why are we even listening to this? First they kill Maynolf, then Rugga. Now they want to open the gates? How much is enough? Us kill Maynolf? Are you... Looks to me like they won't rest until we're all dead, and nobody's left to keep them from the throne. Who here are the real criminals? Which of us are the traitors? Silence this asshole. Should have done it a while ago. Angry shouts erupt in agreement. Fury fills the faces of those crowding in close. Rugga's faithful draw steel. Yeah, I had to try. Okay. Hakon's back, which means we can toss him into the party. Ubin definitely seems like a very interesting individual. And I'm gonna give him robust as I do all of the Varl. Let's see, Tempest, reveal weakness. And stronger together. Let's see. I think I might replace Scathach with him. See, Eggle I want to move up because he's our tank, and that's what he does. Let's see. Ubin and Aled and Canary, and I think we're good with that. How much renown have I got? Let me take a look at that one thing I found about heroic titles. Because I could get somebody there to heroic. Let's see. Aled the Foolish. Eggle the Last Standing. Hack on the Wolf. You know what? Let's get Hack on promoted. Let's see. Let's go for this. And the Wolf. Movement, damage, and less aggro. You know what? Screw it. Well, let's see. Eggle. Would I even have enough to get him that? Probably should have taken a look at him. Oh well. Let's go for robust. Oops. No, not that. The last standing. 1 armor, 2 armor, 3 armor, regen, 1 armor per turn. Never injured after KO. I mean, that's kind of useless for me because, well, I don't get injuries anyway, so I'm just gonna go for rank 4, and that's basically all of my renown. Hope I don't need to go buying any food. Unfortunately, I don't have any rank 11 trinkets to give him. Let's see, move 2 tiles per will, 3 strength, minus move and plus 3 aggro. Don't think I want that for Ubin. Let's see, what's this one? Plus 3 to all talents, plus 20 crit chance. He doesn't really have any talents outside of robust. Not all that useful. He's not ranged. Still not ranged. Let's see. Yeah, I suppose Trigby's necklace, seeing as how Scathach isn't using it. Then in that case... Nah, I don't want the aggro on that. Minus movement. Alright. I'd promote Aled, but we don't really have anything to give her a heroic title anyways. Seriously? When will this guy finally die? It shouldn't be too difficult, especially Dagger, considering, you know, he's not a tank. Okay. No, I wanted to select Canary. Move them over here. Go for a Tempest. Takes out Dagger and pretty much leaves this guy with nothing. No clue where that is. Let's get Eggle moved in and have him get his stone wall going. I was gonna say move Ubin in here so he could boost hack. Actually, you know what? I can do that anyways. Ugh. Wish I would be if people weren't messing up hack on. I mean, you can still do some damage, sort of. Damn it. Got him. Alright, Eric, you get in, call your bear. Smash this guy's armor. May as well go for the Tempest, because why not? Right, and he'll be dead from the poison. Alright, it's over. A lull in the fighting, but it looks far from over. If anything, it's just begun, and that's what worries you most. There's no need for this, you shout. It falls on deaf ears as more and more men draw weapons. The wind picks up, tearing at banners that whip above your heads. A growing gale throws men from their feet and bludgeons your sense of balance. A storm funnel approaches, crawling above the gates. Riding it is Zephyr, her platinum hair curiously untouched by the maelstrom. She lands amidst the fighters like a leaf delicately falling from a tree, somehow terrifying in its grace. "Stop this lunacy!" she howls. Finally, somebody who can speak sense. "What is this? Put your weapons down!" The rowdy crowd diminishes immediately in the Volca's presence. "These traitors were trying to open the gates and let the dredge on us. Will you listen? I'm trying to save lives, not end them." "Enough! Warped creatures reside within the coming darkness, twisted and ferocious. That is the true threat now. I would have come sooner, but I was searching for a solution to protect Arborang, and I may have found one. If you can save us, if you can manage to be civil for a few moments." "Where are the King's Menders? I need them all." "Doing whatever they damn well please since Maynolf died." "He's dead. Then as the last surviving Volca, I am taking control here. I expect the rest of you to put aside your differences while I gather the Menders." Hold on, we were attacked by these lunatics. "We're the lunatics? You tried to open the gates." Zephyr sighs in frustration as she turns to leave. "The truth is, we may be safer with the dredge inside than out. You don't need to befriend the dredge, but you do need to make peace with them. For now. We cannot afford to give the Warped more weapons to use against us in the coming days." Zephyr departs, ushered by a rising gust of air that lifts her toward the keep. She leaps in long bounds like a springing gazelle, out of sight within moments. Everyone's lost their damn minds. I don't care what anyone says. Those slag will murder us first chance they get. You trust them so much? Prove it. Walk out there yourself. Throw down your weapon and prove they're harmless. "Go on," the crowd agrees, screaming angry taunts. "Show us." Okay then. Open the gates. You set Invite the Dredge to 1. You progress to the next event if the Dredge baby was saved in the Banner Saga 1. Yes, what seemed like an innocuous decision way back in the first game is actually important. I'd say take notes, Telltale, but well, you're gone. I won't do it. Invite Dredge is set to 0, and someone dies. Oh, also, if you did not save them, then whoever you're playing as dies, and Oddleaf becomes the main character. I mean, we saved the baby, so open the gates. The man looks genuinely surprised, but says nothing. Slowly, the large doors are pulled open for you. Oddleaf whispers quickly before you step beyond the gates. Dredge child. I'll come with you, carrying the child. Maybe they would see it as a gesture of peace. Now then, for this one, no. No more people are going to get hurt. I do this alone. Your character dies, and Oddleaf becomes the main character. I'll be glad to have you by my side, Odd. Leads to Oddleaf dying unless you're playing as Alette and you learned mending in the Banner Saga too. The best option here is, we don't know how they'll react. I'll take the baby, but you stay here. Are you sure? I know what the Valka said, but I've put someone in harm's way before and it cost me dearly. I won't make the same mistake again. Oddleaf nods and the Dredge child is quickly brought to you. Everyone is waiting for your next move. You take a deep breath. Someone pushes the Skogar banner into your hand, and it weighs as heavily as the child in your other arm. Dredge stands shoulder to shoulder beyond the gates. The warbling stops as you approach, and their many yellow eyes turn in your direction. Like a field of sunflowers, you force your legs to move. The Dredge part around you. It feels suffocating, even though they do nothing but watch. Now, completely surrounded, you turn around, where equally captivated clansmen stare breathlessly from inside the walls. The Dredge nearby look cautiously at the Dredge child. The air is still, as if itself afraid to breathe. You raise the banner. Dredge follow as you walk back into Arborang. They follow through the gate. They follow into the courtyard. And then a man shouts. You can see his face clearly, but you don't recognize him. Just some guy. You're not sure exactly what he's shouting, but it sounds like, "You'll kill us all!" He hurls a spear towards you. Others draw weapons. They raise bows. Everyone reacts at once. A black shield suddenly deflects a spear, hurling your direction harmlessly away. The stone guard carrying the shield looks back at you, then the Dredge child, then back to where the chaos has erupted in the courtyard of Arborang's gates. Peace
Arborang
offering.
is broken. Now the strength of your banner will determine how long you can hold out, while Ivor and the Valka push on to their destination. Your choices up to this point, the number of clansmen, fighters, Varl, and supplies remaining, buy you days of survival. When your days run out, catastrophe will follow. Use this time wisely.
Okay, then. And yeah, that's basically what I was talking about last episode, how we need to earn time in Arborang in order to get to our destination in Wall Standing, 0. 120 hours. Supplies. Wow, that's bought us a lot of time. 212 hours. Varl. $57 hours. Fighters. This bought us 106 hours. And the clansmen? Oh boy, this is going to be a long one. Da, 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 da. $288 hours. Arborang spared 32 days. I think that'll be more than enough for us to make it to our destination with Ivor. But as I said before, there are also events that and story we'd be missing out on if we just went straight there right away, that we could miss out on. Anyways, that achievement. Peace offering. Reunite Dredge Baby with its own kind. You find Zephyr near the keep, speaking to the menders she has gathered. She turns as you approach, her face severe. Captain Petrus, what happened? I told everyone to stop the killing. Or, how did it happen? It all leads to the same result. It all depends on whether or not your defender is the hero, your defender is Oddleaf, or Oddleaf has died. Yes, and then you left us. All options lead to the same result. We tried to explain. Half the people have been trying to kill the other half since we got here. Fools who can't see the forest for the trees. Listen carefully. I devised a shield of light that holds back the darkness, but it's reached its limit. By joining their efforts, the Menders may be able to encircle all of Arborang. It will mean positioning them evenly across the walls, and if madmen are running wild in the streets, killing indiscriminately, I'll make sure that doesn't happen. How long can you keep this spell of light going? Assuming the plan works at all, I don't know, perhaps if we rest in shifts. It depends on our food supplies, and stopping the warp from slaughtering our menders. They told me you fought off asunder. No small thing, but that will be nothing compared to what is coming. And the other Valka, Juno and Avon, can they put an end to all this? We crossed paths. They continued into the darkness. If they're going where I think they're going, and if they actually make it, there is hope. Alright, what's going on? You lead a group of Zephyr's Menders toward the gates, where the fighting is the worst. The darkness is already drawing close, throwing soot into the air. You push into the fray to clear space for the Menders to do their work. Men fight Dredge, men fight men. The fighting curls around you like wildfire until you are engulfed in it, despite your best efforts. One bare-chested, shrieking madman charges at you, but is crushed into dirt by the heavy stone bludgeon of a nearby colossus. Stone Guard stares at you, and something makes you think it may be the same one who shielded you from the spear earlier. Bloodied men encircle you like vultures, screeching shrill insults. Traitors! Raven starvers! The Stone Guard nods some kind of understanding. It seems to recognize you, too. And he has joined our party and is the highest level, because I think I spread out my levels too much. I think what I needed to do is pick a concentrated team and stick with them. Anyways, we've got yet another Dredge to add to our party. And he already comes equipped with the ability to get a heroic title. But anyways, Bastion. Rank 13 Dredge Stone Guard. Yes, after all the time of fighting them, we actually have one available to us. Kindle. This character slams the ground, sending all around him reeling back and damaging their armor severely. As with most Dredge abilities, this damages indiscriminately and must be used with care. Fair enough. Drumfire. This character sends a shockwave through the earth, damaging the armor of non-Dredge caught in its path, and churning up molten ash that burns any unlucky enough to step on it. The ability must be used carefully as Dredge, including Warped, have their armor mended by the effect. Okay. -1 armor from spray, 1 strength per tile. Yeah, okay. Splinter. The character armor cracks when it takes 3 or more armor damage, sending out shards that chain damage to other adjacent Dredge for 1 armor damage. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, considering he's the only Dredge in the party. Anyways, as far as stats, he's got 6 points available, so let's put it into his, quite frankly, ridiculous armor. And I think I might, for a time, replace Eggle with him. Because, like I said, ridiculous armor. Let's see. Nah. Venadol, never deflected. 30%, yeah. Not bad. Mead Spring Bottle. 1 will per turn, 1 armor per turn, 1 break resist, protects from death on strength attacks greater than 1, I'm guessing, but you lose 2 to strength. -2. -2. That would take him down to 13. That would still leave him incredibly strong. Problem is, I'd like to give him something that gives him extra aggro. And one of the only things I've got that does that is the Gold Wasp, which I want to keep on Alette because it's just good with her. No. 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 Let's see. No. No. -1 aggro. That's actually the last thing that I want. Do I not have anything higher ranked that grants aggro besides the ring? One thing I've really got is God Scale. There's not a whole lot of things that give you aggro, is there? Now, what happened to that one feather I had? Got way back in, I think, Banner Saga 1. Oh, there it is. No, that's -, aggro. Never mind. Man, there's a lot of stuff here I haven't used in a long time. Let's see, what's Hakon got? Right, the Bridle. Bridle. Whatever. Honestly, I think for the first time I'm going to take the God Scale off of Egil and give it to Bastion. Yeah, he doesn't have the Stonewall thing when... He doesn't have the Stonewall thing to stop armor from breaking him. But he's got a shit ton of armor, even more so now with the God Scale. I don't know, let me check something. Bastion the Monster Killer. That's ironic, considering what he's seen as. 3 will on kill, strength on kill. Ooh, that could be good. But that would basically take all of what I've got. I don't know, I'll think about it. Beyond that, I think I'm good. Suppose I could promote Alette just to get her started on getting that heroic title. Let's see, I've already maxed this out. Let's see, Puncture I don't think I really need. Hunker Down? Or Tighten Straps? No, let's go Tighten Straps. Regenning armor seems better for her than deflecting it. Unfortunately, though, I don't think we quite have the time for a full-blown battle, so I'm going to end things off there for today. And we'll pick this up in the next episode. So, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.